Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of B is for Build. We are doing a kind of different build episode on the truck. We've got some stuff. Oh, Kyle, can we get these vent things in there? We found those, right? Sweet. We've got some drama. We've got to do some stuff on the truck. We got to get it waterproofed. Let's get started. I guess a lot of what starting means, I should explain the drama. We got two drama things. One is we weighed in for the first time on this thing, 11,000 pounds with 2 passengers in it and cargo. We didn't know that the gross vehicle weight rating is 12,200 pounds. I thought it was 17,000 pounds. So I panicked and I started weighing and figuring out how much our wall materials were gonna weigh, our flooring materials, our ceiling materials are gonna weigh. It's close, guys. It's close, but it's good, and we're good. We're gonna have this thing on the road at the gross vehicle weight rating. I didn't know this, but a lot of camper vans, conversion vans and stuff like that, people actually go over the gross vehicle weight rating. I had no idea. So we're gonna keep this one at it, but it's gonna be right there. It's gonna be close. The other drama bit, we failed all of our waterproofing tests continuously. Not by a mile, but just by a little bit. How are those going on? Doesn't seem good. Are they really like more sticky than clicky?
They definitely have clicky, but...
Maybe we just let them click in there and then we just, I don't know, we'll drive around for a while. If they fall off, it's like I'll 3D print something that's not so terrible looking. They're not clicking at all.
I got like one of them to click.
We might have bought some crap hood, whatever those are called. We've got to cut some holes in the roof in today's episode. We've got to do some other stuff, and we're going to continue on waterproofing. Our back window is leaking. Let's jump into it. Did you find the perfect piece of metal, Oscar?
I hope so. I think it's short.
Hey, I think it's short too. Dang it. Do you think we got another one we could weld to the end of it?
I can look around. I don't remember seeing any pieces.
Oscar's getting started on a little bit more waterproofing. We made a mistake on the engineering of this lip that goes over the back window hatch. Oh yeah, we're a lot short. We just didn't make it long enough. So what that did was it let water drip down into our hinge, which then drips down into the truck. This is the last big water ingress area that we've seen. So our strategy for making it longer is just make it longer. We're gonna weld on another piece of metal that is at an extension. We'll seam seal them together. We'll paint it to match the truck, and I think it's gonna work really good. We got kind of excited thinking we were gonna do different things with like rubber and trims and door trims and reusing stuff, and we just really didn't have enough room. Damn, Oscar, you okay? Oscar hit like 5 things on his way down. Well, that's going on. Kyle is getting ready to install our ventilation fan vent. So this goes in the ceiling, in the roof, right about right there, and it extracts air upwards. It's got a tinted black top. I don't know why it'd be black, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, for sun. And it comes with a remote. This is the DC wiring that goes to it. So I'm going to be running the DC wiring, and it's pretty simple, little remote. It's got an up down to open and close the hatch, and then a fan speeds. And really, obviously, just, you know, hot air rises. These things do get warm. So we have an AC unit that pushes cool air in the bottom, and then we have that vent that's supposed to suck the hot air up. Also, it's going to help with humidity too. It should keep the humidity down in the truck. So we're going to try and get these two things fixed up real quick, and that'll get us ready for another water test. All right, it's a little hard to see, but Oscar added our extension to the rear gutter. I don't know what we're calling this thing, whatever. It gets the rain to not fall into the hinge and into the hinging area. Also, Kyle cut a very nice 14-inch by 14-inch hole in the roof. I'm gonna film it from the outside. There we go. So let's talk about the process for installing this this fan and vent. It comes with some great instructions. It actually, it's on the other side, lays it out really well. It's butyl rubber around the flange. So this stuff, I bought this all as like just a kit off of Amazon. This was actually really inexpensive too. So you get your wiring inside, tuck it all inside, butyl rubber, basically covering this gap, like kind of between where my fingers are, all the way around, because keep in mind, you're gonna be poking holes through your roof in every single bolt hole. So butyl rubber all the way around this thing in one solid, good, consistent seal. And then you're drilling the holes through the rubber, through your roof to put this down. It says not to tighten it down too hard so you don't crack this flange, this plastic flange right here. And then we cover that all with lap sealant, which is right there. That's the stuff right here. Once it's all bolted down, we'll just go over it with a caulking gun and kind of like basically cover it all and caulk it all down. And then once that dries, it should be nice and waterproof and good to go. So we'll have Kyle do the butyl rubber kind of gasketing around it while it's down here. Get it up there, throw it down, drill all the holes down, and then we'll caulk it in. We didn't show you this, but we did paint the roof white. This is with a RV roof sealant material. It helps you waterproof it out, and then it's also just gonna really help with not absorbing so much of that heat from the sun. So we painted the whole top, just a little recoat on white, and it gives us that extra layer of water protection. And obviously, you saw Kyle's handiwork here. He's got that lap sealant all the way around the holes and around the unit, and it is all drilled in and good to go. So now that we got this bad boy waterproofed, it's time to go back outside for another round of water testing, although it might be outside for a little bit longer than some of you would want. But before we jump into that, one thing that we did kind of on the secret was figure out our TV mounting, which is kind of fun. So I wanted a TV mounted in the roof. Let me show you. So with the bench being right there and a bench being right here and a sleeping quarters up here, I wanted the TV to be back in that corner right there. I also wanted the TV to fold down in a non-traditional way, which meant folding up to have the screen face the ceiling so it's protected, and then folding down to be as close to that back window so you can maximize viewing angle. So I bought a quick hinge on Amazon, and then we were able to modify it. We built a bracket that welded into the ceiling that bolts into this right here, and then we were able to modify the hinge just slightly so we could get it onto, like, just by Oscar just made this little plate and a bolt here, and that was able to get us enough to where you could see that this can hinge down to be flat with the face of the television. And then we put these little clips right here that we actually managed to find a good bolting spot, and we made a little reinforced metal plate right here to bolt these clips. And so these are gonna, basically that back part bolts into the roof, and then once we have the roof done, these will snap and clip down, and that will hold the television in place. And then to power that, we're running a 110 outlet up onto the roof, which is good because if we ever do decide to use like a more traditional RV style air conditioner or anything like that, having 110 going up onto your roof I think is a good plan. So we're putting a receptacle there that the TV can plug into, and then to watch stuff, this is one of those Amazon Fire TVs. It's pretty cheap, it's like 150 bucks. I think it has USB. It could probably play off of USB, and then if not, you'd be HDMIing into it. I mean, one day we may get get a Starlink for just all of our different projects between our boats and the RV and stuff. We might get a Starlink, in which case, also we could cast to it. I just remembered that too, so we could probably cast to it pretty easily. So there's a bunch of options, and that is, I wanted to let you know, the last little like upgrade, and that's our TV. Now, the next stages for this build is me apologizing for all you guys that are diehard onto this truck and want to see it go all the way done. The boat stuff, I've mentioned it a few times in the past. Boat stuff is here. Boat stuff is starting to completely take over our shop. So there's 6 pontoons here, but there's 2 more outside, which we can't keep things outside. They just got delivered. They're 26 feet long. They're massive. They like dwarf these things. And we don't have anywhere to put stuff. And then next week we have a shipment that is going to fill this entire area with boat furniture and boat things. And so we had to make a decision on what we can do. Also, I have to go to, I don't have to, I get to, I'm lucky enough to go to the Monaco Grand Prix in about a week and a half's time, 2 weeks time, the Monaco Grand Prix. And so the guys need stuff that they can work on, that they're comfortable with. And the finishing touches on the truck, we all kind of decided was not the right plan. They wanted to be working on the boat, and the boat is much more time sensitive because in Oregon here, we have a very short summer season. So we want to get the boat built, done in the water. Obviously with the summer season, I want to have my truck as well. So this was a big mental battle of what to do, but it really comes down to the fact that the guys need to have a big project that they can take big chunks out of and things that they can work on, because when I'm in Europe, like, we can only call once or twice a day because the time zone changes. So I have to apologize. This truck once again does have to go on hold. This has kind of been a very large, very big background project for us. But one thing I just want to stress is this, as far as man hours, is one of our most intensive builds that we've ever done. It's taken up so many man hours. So it's so important to me that we get it done 100% right. Like, for instance, water testing. This is our 5th water test, and I take it really seriously because I don't want a single leak in this thing. It will just ruin everything. Also, there was some drama about the gross vehicle weight rating. We have to do stuff really right. I mean, we have to get pretty clinical because I do not want this thing to go over the gross vehicle weight rating. So, and we can do that. We got 1,200 pounds of wiggle room, and we can make it happen, but we just can't start going willy-nilly and slapping stuff together. So this really comes down to, like, it's something that you guys have said a lot. I'd love to see you finish builds all the way through, do them 100% perfectly, all that stuff, which we do more than people think. Like, that SEMA Mustang back there is a freaking perfect car. But anyways, it's super important for me on this one because this isn't a weekend driver thing or something like that. This is something that we need to be super reliable, work every time we need to tow a build or anything like that. And if I want to use it for leisure, it can't be junky, it can't be clunky, it can't be having issues on us. It needs to, like, work every time, or else it'd be way better to drive a sports car to wherever I'm going and stay in a hotel. So it's a very important build to me. It's a very important thing it's very important to me that we get it right. So that's why we do have to, like, take the time. So the game plan right now is we'll get started on boat stuff. If anybody gets free while we're working on boat stuff, if there's certain projects that don't need all 3 of us, then one person will be working on truck stuff. And it'll just kind of keep trucking along in the background. This also gives us an opportunity to do a lot of water testing. Again, it's just super important to me. This thing has to live outside in Oregon. It's going to get rained on all the time, and a pinhole leak would piss me off. So that's another really big bonus for me personally, is I want to give it the time to water test the hell out of it. So so that's good. It'll probably just be parked at the old shop or something outside. Well, no, actually it's going to be parked in here a lot of the time too, which is space is getting tricky. But it should be all waterproof, so that's really good, and we can start testing that. So yeah, sorry guys, I do apologize that we have to put this build on hold again. I know everybody that is a fan of this thing has been waiting very patiently for a long time, but let's just take the time and do it right. We're going to shift over to the boat for now because there is a tight time deadline on the boat. I really want to have the boat on the water by the 4th of July. Any of you that have a calendar in front of you know that that's nearly impossible. So by middle of July though, it'd be great to have the boat done, and then we can be back on the truck. So it's kind of a smaller interruption than a full build. Because for some reason I think we can build a boat really fast. This kind of goes into the more meta scale of what it's like to kind of be a YouTuber. This truck didn't blow its deadline by like one phase. I mean, we were supposed to have it done last winter, and then we were supposed to have it done this winter, and then now it's like, okay, it's summer, I'd like to have it done. And so what happens is when you blow a deadline that far, you have to, it starts pushing other things around, which is fine. I've put a lot of other builds on the back burner, which is totally fine. The Murcielago, for instance, or whatever, they kind of go on the back burner, they get shifted around on time, like on time scale. But when you have one, the rare times is like if we're building a race car for a specific race, if we're building a SEMA car, or now if we're building or working on boats, you want to have those done in the summer because we just have so few summer months where the weather is great. That's how the kind of scheduling issues happen. So I wanted you guys to know where I'm at. A lot of times I feel like, wow, am I like the worst scheduler in the world? But when you look at the scale of some of these projects and they say that they should take 5 months or 4 months, that it's not uncommon for large projects to, double a deadline or whatever. So, and we're not going to kill ourselves like a SEMA build. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know, eyes glued on the second channel because it'll probably be small stuff keeping coming up on here. Maybe we'll film some shorts. Maybe we'll do some other stuff. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And we promise we will finish this thing so it is perfectly badass. It's important that we do it right. It's important to us that we take the time to do it right. So got to take a small break. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tell your mom about my YouTube channel. I'll see you later. Peace!
Come on.